Good afternoon, good morning, everyone. We will start in a couple of minutes to let people join. Just a few more seconds and we'll start. Okay, so for those of you who have just joined, again, good afternoon, good morning. I'm Paula. I'm responsible for marketing and sales here at AnswerModels. The webinar of today will be slightly different from the ones we usually organize to present the new Model Suite releases. On the line with me today, there is part of the AnswerConsulting team. AnswerConsulting is our affiliate company. So specifically, I'd like to introduce Jacopo Malnati, CEO of AnswerConsulting, Andrea Scapinello, Senior Engineer and Architect, and also Paolo Volpi, Head of Sales. The session of today is about how you can unlock seamless collaboration by leveraging the Model Suite technology plus extending ECM and the Salesforce integration. So I will now leave the floors to my colleague. As usual, if you have any question, just put them in the Q&A panel. So we are going to reply to them after the demo and the presentation part. Over to you, Paolo.
Thank you, Paula. Hello, welcome everybody to today's session. So I'll take you briefly through how today's session will work. So we are going to go through a quick agenda of with a quick overview of AnswerConsulting in a couple of words. What do we do for those of you who do not know us? And then I will move on directly into talking about our case study for today. We'll have a demo which will last about 30 minutes, and then we will move on to the Q&A session. I will be demoing the tool. Obviously, we have Jacopo and Andrea here with me, who will be then ready to answer any technical questions that you will have at the end of the session. So if everybody's ready, let's dive right in. So a couple of words on AnswerConsulting. We are? We are part, as Paula said, of the AnswerModules group. We are based in what we call the Silicon Valley of Europe, which is Switzerland. And we cover worldwide clients. So we have clients pretty much everywhere across the world. We specialize in consulting, project blueprints, staff augmentation, and acceleration, as well as project implementation. And in the specific case, obviously, that we'll cover today, or extended ECM and Salesforce. We work in different ways. Obviously, we have a blended agile team frameworks, and our specialty is the fact that we have a very strict Swiss-based governance of projects and services. So that's one of our value points, as well as very highly trained consultants through continuous education. And last but not least, the most important, we have a direct interaction with AnswerModules, which is our software provider within the group. So that's a very big added value for us. Okay, so let's move on into the case study that we'll look at today. So we are analyzing a company called Commercial Edge. Commercial Edge is a specialized construction company that focuses on building shopping centers and obviously selling the commercial spaces within those shopping centers. The roles that we're going to look at today to showcase the application that we've created are two. The first one was called Eric. He is an engineer, and obviously in his role he has a very specific role within the company, as well as very specific challenges. On the other side, we're going to look at Steve, who is a seller. Steve has a completely different role, obviously, compared to Eric. And again, very different challenges as well. They both work on IT systems, but very different. Eric works on extended ECM primarily, whereas Steve focuses more on the Salesforce side as his daily preferred tool. So let's go into the case itself. In order to, let's say, integrate the two tools, we are obviously going to leverage, first of all, the native connector, which is provided by OpenText, which is called Extended ECM for Salesforce. This tool already provides a very robust and strong integration between Salesforce and OpenText. So having Salesforce as the leading application, it feeds the information into OpenText, Extended ECM. Now, that, as I said, is already a very, very strong tool that works extremely well. What we do on top is a lot more, though, okay? So this is what, as AnswerConsulting, we focus on. First of all, we do the setup part. Setup part on all parts of that you see here, which means that we also work on the native connector, and we do that obviously by having the expertise, because it might seem that the fact that it's a native connector might seem obvious to integrate, but the fact is that it requires a lot of expertise on both sides to integrate. So on both Salesforce and OpenText side. Also, by leveraging we created basically via module suite, which is our own tool, we created the second part, or second half, let's call it, of the integration, which is a two-way integration, because this allows us not only obviously to go from Salesforce into OpenText as the native connector does, but it also allows the opposite, creating full bidirectionality. No matter where you create, which means obviously that no matter where you create something, you will have it completely synced on the other side. And also, which is the most important part, we have a programmatic customization of functionality, look and feel on both sides. Again, OpenText and Salesforce. On Extended ECM, where we are full experts with Module Suite, we do it by heavily leveraging Module Suite. And on the Salesforce side, we leverage most of the out-of-the-box capabilities to do tailored customizations for our clients. So, having said this, let's move to our hands-on demonstration of our application. So give me 1 second to switch to our... Can you see this? Can everybody see this?
We still see the presentation.
Okay, perfect. No, so I just have to, for 1 second, I need to add here we go. Sorry about that. Now you should be seeing this part.
Right.
All right, there we go. So let's start from this side. So let me put, right now, I'm putting on my Eric hat. So right now, I'm playing the engineer. And what I'm going to showcase is a day in the life of my role. So as an engineer, obviously, I'm focused on managing existing projects, right? And creating new ones. So let's start quickly by looking, first of all, at some existing projects that I have on the view. This is the Extended ECM view. And as you can see, this is a customization provided by Module Suite, okay? So again, I didn't show the connector side, the native connector, but if you would see the view, it provides a lot of the same information that you see here, without, though, a very customized UI look and feel that instead you see in this screen here. So for example, this allows me to go on my map, look at projects, and click on one specific project. Let's take this one. This is an existing project in the in our set of projects that we currently have. I click on it, and here we go. I get a big overview dashboard, which gives me on the left side a very detailed information about our current project, including creation date, budget, and description, as well, excuse me, as a summary that, by the way, has been created by integrating AI inside the application itself. So this part has been added by artificial intelligence. As well, here on this view, as you can see, I can look at the project status. I can see the project team currently working there, and I still have my map view where I can see this project as well as the other ones in the area. Within this dashboard here up top, as you can see, I have other different tabs, okay? So the first one is documents, which allows you to load documents regarding the project itself. The outline tab, and all these tabs, the ones I fly through, I will demonstrate in a second. So if I fly through them, it's just because I will then go into detail about them. The second tab instead allows you to check the documents and see a quick preview of them. Whereas this tab is a very interesting one, especially customized for this type of activity. Because it's a construction project. This is called our inspection tab, and this highlights inspection issues that have been raised within the project. It gives me a full summary here and the ability to delve into each one, click down, see a quick high-level description, look at who's handling it, look at the dates and when it has been resolved, priority, as well as status. On the left, I have further details, including pictures of the problem, and as well as a much more detailed description, costs, and all related information, which could be interesting for a specific issue. If I go into the details tab, this is another customized view, which gives all other sorts of information. So let's look at the left side. So this is actually an active view of where the current project is at. So we've opened an existing project, which is currently in planning and design phase. And this area in the middle, provides me with a very detailed view, it's a daily log, of what Eric, in his daily job, has logged within this specific page, within the specific phase of the project, pardon me. So here, for example, he's logged different on day 1, day 2, he's logged different issues, made comments, and uploaded pictures as well of the ongoing project, as well as some comments on team management and other comments. On the right side, instead, we have a real-time integrated dashboard that shows us another wide array of information that is pulled from a variety of systems, which could be obviously, some of them are Salesforce, but coming for Salesforce, but not necessarily. They could be also coming from a wide variety of other systems that we are able to connect into one unique dashboard. Then again, I'll fly through the tabs. Here we have a commercial spaces tab. These are the products that we're selling, right? At the moment, in this case, it is empty. We haven't created anything on this side. And as well as here, the visit side, where you can see planned visits to the sites. Now, these tabs I will demonstrate in 1 second. So let me go back to my daily job. What I want to do, again, is create a new project. Okay? So we are going to launch briefly a new shopping center, which is called Bella Vista. So I go into my new project tab. And for the sake of time, I have already here a little fill-in tab that fills up all the spaces. And at the same time, what I want to do, though, is upload some pictures of the new project, which have been sent to me by
Paulo,
yeah.
we cannot see your screen anymore.
Okay, sorry, apologies for that.
No problem.
Can you see the screen again now or no?
Just a second.
I don't know
No.
what happened. Apologies, but maybe I'll share again. Let me just check. It
Yeah, try
probably
again.
is an issue. Share. Can you see now?
Oh, perfect. Yes, we can see a folder now, not
No.
the content server, not the content server screen.
So let me just go back. So here we should see this. Okay, so that was my picture folder.
Okay, perfect.
So let us go back to the pictures. Okay, so I've received from my design team, I have received some pictures of the new site, which I am going to upload. Let's just give it a second for them to upload correctly. Now, here we go. They've been uploaded. So I'm done. I've filled in all the info. I've uploaded the pictures and I create the new project. Now, this is going to take a few seconds because, as said, the information is currently being synced on both the Salesforce side and on the OpenText side. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. Project created. Again, the same view as you saw before, only that this is a new shopping center in a new location on the map. I have all my information here. Status is in concept development, obviously, because it's just been created. I have, again, the detailed information. The only thing that I'm lacking is the summary, because currently the AI is generating that information. So it'll take about 30 seconds to a minute to populate that. In the meantime, I will go on with my work. So as part of my daily duties, I have to upload a couple of documents here. So I've received, first of all, I have my construction plan, which I have just finished preparing, which I'll upload into the management plan tab. I also have, and this is an Excel format. I will take, for example, here, I've received a site inspection report from another one of my people in my team, and I'll upload this into the inspection documents. And last but not least, I have also a contractor safety contractor safety report, and I will upload this into the safety reports. Here we go. There we go. Okay, all the documents have been uploaded. I can see them here, as you can see, items here. But if I go onto the outline tab, which I showed you earlier, you are actually able to see in good detail the 3 documents clearly uploaded. So I can click on each one and have an instant preview of the document itself. Take 1 second, and here we go. So this, for example, is our site inspection report with the all the annotations. Same goes for the project plan as well. Obviously, this is an Excel file. And again, we look at the Word file. This is the contractor safety records. Take a second to reload, and here we go. So this is the safety report. Okay, now moving on with my role, obviously, at this point, what would I want to do? I want to go and create, now that I've created my project, what I want to do is create the commercial spaces, because this will be the base of what we sell. So again, I'm just going to fill in some of the spaces automatically so that we don't lose time. Again, my design team has sent me a couple of options for this specific commercial space, which is the luxury corner. And therefore, I can then upload the pictures. Takes a second to upload. Here we go. That's completed. Scroll down and create. Here we go. So in a second, now we've created also the commercial space. Here, as you can see, we have a status. Status is unsold because obviously it's just been created. I actually can see the views within that as well. So the various options that we have in the menu here. And I can also see other sorts of details like technical notes and so on. Now, obviously today I'm going to be very busy and I will populate actually a couple of commercial spaces, actually quite a few, so that I can give my good friend Steve, the salesman, a few things to sell. So let's give a couple of seconds to this to work. Again, this takes time because this is being, I just wanted to remind everyone that this is being synced in both systems. Okay, so I've created a good bunch of commercial spaces, and I can hand off at this point the word to Steve. So here we go. Right now, I'm Steve the seller. Eric has just communicated to me that all the commercial spaces are available and have been added to the book of products. And I, within obviously my Salesforce view, I open up my daily view. Here, if I look at, you can see I have, first of all, within the map, I have the two previous projects, right? And I can see the existing ones, but one is missing because it has just been created. So probably I'll have to give a very quick refresh. And within my project portfolio map, I will have the new project popping up. Give it 1 second. And here we go. So as you can see here, I have my Bella Vista Shopping Center, newly created, uploaded from the other side, and now visible on my dashboard. Now, in terms of things that I can do at this point is also take the projects from this view here, because here I have a full view of all the other different projects that I have. But let me just go back for 1 second to here, just to showcase what I can see as well on this view. So if I go to my dashboard, no, sorry, here. Okay, I'm opening up the project. All right, there we go. I can see, first of all, the details, right? So what was visible on the other side is visible in the Salesforce flavor. So the same type of information that was visible in the extended ECM view is visible here. As you can see, I have the same type of information, the project status and concept development. Everything is perfectly synced. Here, in the second tab, I have instead an exact view of what was visible in extended ECM with the same flavor. So this is an extended ECM view within Salesforce. So as you can see, this is Eric's view. I also have access to that. And I have access to all the tabs that he had access to, right? So what we've seen, documents, outline, inspections. And if I go, for example, into outline, I have access to the same documents as well, right? That we've seen previously. If I want, I can go inside, check a document. And again, in this case, we've left full one-to-one access between Eric and Steve. But if the client desires, we can obviously customize for restricted access to certain documents. Therefore, Steve could see only a portion of the required documents that are required for his daily work. Okay, so having done this, now in my own job as a seller, I am looking also to upload my own set of documents, because in this specific plan, what I want to do is actually upload, for example, for this specific shopping center, I've been sent by marketing, I've been sent a marketing plan. So I'm going to upload the marketing plan into our document section. Okay, uploading. Okay, again, and I'll always stress this, so you'll hear me repeat this. Every time this is done, there is an instantaneous synchronization between this document in Salesforce and in extended ECM. So If Eric opens up the other side, he will see exactly the same document uploaded within the marketing plan. So I go into the outline, and that will be visible there. Okay. If now I go into now let's say that I've done my work with uploading all the documents. So I will go into the opportunities side because I would like to create an opportunity based on the products that have been uploaded. So the new commercial spaces. So as a good seller does, I create an opportunity. Obviously, as Salesforce works on accounts, I have to first of all select the account that I've been speaking to. Account is Burlington Textiles Corp. And I think I will be able to close this opportunity by the 31st of December. Obviously, this is a textiles company. These are retail. So I think that they will love our retail space, which is here and unsold. Here I can see the list price as well, 600K. And I think they've been fishing for a discount. So I think I'm going to put this opportunity in for 550K. Okay. At this point, click next, and I've created my opportunity. I go into my opportunity to see it, and here we go. This is obviously a out-of-the-box view with the normal activities that the client has. But as you can see up top, I also have the view of the again the sales stages within the opportunity, and as well as the normal activities that can be performed by the seller. So sending emails, logging calls, new events, and tasks. Okay. So in this case, I go through my sales steps. Let's say that I've been very busy today, and I bring this opportunity because I've been speaking to the client. He's very interested into value proposition. Okay. So I've brought this into value proposition. At the same time, don't forget that this opportunity, as soon as it's been put into value proposition, this space within Eric's view will show up as in negotiation. So that's going to be changing the status. So both here, I will see that there is an opportunity on this retail space, but also Eric himself can see this. Now, I'll click onto the documents, and here I have a view. I'll show you a couple of things that are interesting here. Another thing that has been created, which is not custom, is this. So here I have a space which has been pre-populated based on the sales stages of the opportunity, where I can upload documents that again will be synced and visible on both sides, which showcase, which are required for the different steps of the sales process. So that means, proposals, meetings, correspondence, accounts, quotes, and sales orders. Okay. At this point, let me go back because, as said, I've progressed the opportunity, and what I want to do is do what? The client has requested to book to see the commercial space. So I'm going to book a visit. Okay, so I go into book a visit, and I've agreed with the client that we will go there tomorrow. And the client has requested that we meet at 12 o'clock. So if I do 12 o'clock, obviously this is the project is Bella Vista Shopping Center. I click on next, and that's it. Perfect. I select the opportunity. If by any chance I had been busy, the system at that specific time, the system would have told me you are busy in that specific time slot. Please choose another time. In this case, I'm free. So therefore, I can move on with booking my visit. When I say book the visit, I will explain in a second what I mean. First of all, I have to select the customer name. I've been talking at the moment with Brian from Burlington Textiles, but if I had been talking to somebody else, and this is the list of the people that are on the account, the contact list on the account. But if I had been speaking to somebody else, I also would have had the option to log in another name. which would have been automatically then updated within the account list in Salesforce and on Extended ECM. But in this case, we are going to just choose Brian because he's the one who I've been speaking to, and we move on. Okay. So now what I need to do is go back to my opportunity and see what happened there. So what has happened is there's been a change here. I see that I have, first of all, a new event, which is the Bella Vista Shopping Center visit, right? So this is it. I can see the details. And as you can see, the status is to be confirmed. The status is to be confirmed. Why? Because this has gone actually as an email request, which I can see here, to the my friend Eric, the engineer, who will review the request to visit the site, make an assessment based on various factors, and decide whether to confirm the visit or not. Okay, this is here you can see the email that has been sent to him. So now I will go back and put my Eric hat on. So now I'm back to being Eric. I'm going into Extended ECM, and I will go onto the visit side. Here we go. So again, as you can see, this is fully synced. I've just received from Steve the request for the visit. Okay. Here now I have the option to click on it and look at the actions that I have on this. As I had said, okay, so here just probably something has missynced. I just have to quickly do this. It just has to reload. And 1 second. Okay. And now it should open properly. Here we go. Okay. Now, this is a very interesting view because this is my approve reject view. As you can see, it's a dashboard which has the classic approve, reject, and comments side, but it also gives me other type of information. First of all, it gives me weather information, which means that based on certain weather conditions, I might decide that it's too dangerous, for example, to go and visit a specific site because it's under construction. Something might fall due to high winds or a heavy rainfall. And also, I can monitor in real time what are the issues that have been logged. So here, for example, I can see that there are a couple of minor issues and a medium one. For example, leakage to a burst pipe. That's actually something quite concerning. And that for that reason, I don't feel comfortable saying yes to this visit. So what I'm going to do is say, sorry, Steve, need to reject. And, oops, need to reject. Please, let's say, site available. Sorry, site available next Friday. Okay. And I will be rejecting this. Okay. Visit not confirmed. Okay. I've just sent this back. And this, if I switch back now, so I've done the rejection at this point, and I switch back to our friend Steve. In his view, in real time, as you can see, a little bell popped up. Okay. In his notifications, he has received the fact that the request for a visit to the shopping center on the 15th has been rejected. If I want, I can click into it. I can see the status and all of the details. At this point, that will mean that I will need to reschedule something with a client. Okay, having said that, I will very simply reschedule with a client. Let's say that everything went well. So what I will do is I will go back into my opportunity. So let's say that I've gone back the following week. Everything has successfully been completed. The client was very happy, and we will proceed with the sale. So I will close this opportunity. I'll select close as one, and I will save. Here we go. So at this point, I have saved this successfully. The opportunity is closed as one. At the same time, in the system, as you've seen with the visits, the commercial site will show up as sold, and that means that will also Eric will know that commercial space is no longer available. At the same time, this is what we've shown for this process, and we're kind of at the end of the demo. On the other hand, what I need to stress is the fact that this can be applied now to the further steps of the process. So, for example, if the commercial space needs to be set up, that means that we can apply within the Salesforce sales or service side, we can apply the same process and the same application to manage the communication between the two parts, always in real time and with bidirectional activity. That concludes the demo. I think we can switch it now to any questions that we might have.
Thank you, Paolo, for the presentation. Now it's time for some Q&A. I can read them off for you, so you or Jacopo or Andrea can answer, okay? First question. Could you please specify which component of this application are custom developed and which are native, provided directly out of the box?
Yes, Paola. This is Jacopo. Just a second, there is some... Okay. Well, quite a lot. Pretty much everything that you saw is basically a customization. Now, it is important to understand that we haven't reinvented the wheel, and we have heavily leveraged everything on top of which we are sitting, okay? So we have the model suite on one side, and obviously we have been using all of the pre-packed model suite component so that we could create like the map dashboards that you have seen and all of the other dashboards that you have seen throughout the presentation. So the one to approve the visits and also quote unquote the custom pages, okay, in which the engineer would input its daily log and all of the widgets that are depicting information that is basically the result of merging together information that comes from Salesforce, from the local system, and possibly any other third-party systems to provide like the overview of the project itself, of the commercial spaces, and where we are in a given right now, in which phases we are, and what's coming next. So from the extended ECM point of view, we have customized the connectors so that actually we have enhanced the connectors so that it works as a two-way connection right now, so that Salesforce is not anymore the leading application. It is actually both Salesforce and extended ECM, the leading application for the other application, meaning that if you create something on the extended ECM, it pops up on the other system and vice versa. Okay. While on the Salesforce side, not having the model suite on Salesforce, we, again, quote unquote, simply leverage the functionalities in terms of programmatic customization that could be applied, Apex code for those who are technical enough to understand what I'm saying, or everything else that could be achieved by point and clicking and customizing the overall solution and application. Now, something interesting that we have been creating is that on both sides, we have created custom APIs, and we are leveraging these APIs to keep data in sync that not necessarily should travel on the two-way connector. Let me explain. For example, the construction project, obviously, technically speaking, on the extended ECM is a business workspace, and it is a project on Salesforce. Okay, so it makes sense having an actual business object representing the whole thing, and it makes sense, therefore, use the actual connector to keep in sync the object and the metadata it is made of. Okay, while for the visit request, it doesn't really make sense to have a business object for the visit request because it's not document centric. It doesn't have any metadata other than the request itself. So it would have been an overkill, or actually, I would say, a bad thing to do. Create an object specifically for that and use the connector to basically let the two system exchange data about that. That's why we have created some custom APIs on both sides to keep data flowing between them without having to club up the system with useless objects, okay? Because they had no use in terms of containers and metadata. And that's it. I mean, again, we haven't reinvented anything. We just built on top of that our own components, reusable widgets on both sides. And the end result, as you see, it is something that is basically full of not just information, but also a visual depiction of this information, metrics, charts, images, progress bars, so that users, they do not just have to read what they are interested into, but just, you know, by having just a look at one page, something through icons, through color, through progresses, they would understand where they are, what needs to be done, and what's the status of the system. Are there any other questions, Paula?
Yes, another question. Is this integration exclusively compatible with Salesforce, or that is also support integration with other systems?
Well, obviously, we have leverage for this demo, the extended ECM for Salesforce connector. There are many others. It's basically not just bound to that, okay? So we could have integrated SAP because there is an already existing connector, or we could have leveraged the already existing connectors that are sold by OpenText. But that's not just that, because I mean, the model suite has this interesting notion of the extended ECM for everything, meaning that we could, again, sitting on top of the core of the connectors that OpenText have been building, we could create our own connector towards a custom application, something that, I mean, you have built in-house, or something for which there is not an available connector yet, or never there will be. This means that we could interact and exchange information with any application you like, any external application you like. And it doesn't just have to be one-to-one, okay? We could have the extended ECM in the middle, like a star, and then many other systems around that, making it so the extended ECM becomes a sort of orchestrator, and actually even the missing link, sorry, between the various systems, because these systems, in the end, they wouldn't need to be directly connected among each other, because information would be flowing through the extended ECM that obviously has a workflow and document-oriented way of addressing information, okay? And any other application could simply be the best of breed of that area. And again, it doesn't make sense to reinvent the wheel, okay? So coming down to your question, no, it's not just bound to the Salesforce connector, nor to Salesforce itself. It could have been any other application, or actually many other applications at once.
Okay, perfect. I have another question. How can a customer secure content on-premise shared to an application SaaS application? For example, any client from the internet frontend to OTCS backend on-premise. Does Answer Models provide product for this?
Yes, I mean, we do have ways of, let's say, letting those who do not have a seat license for the extended ECM interact anyway with those who have. There are ways, we do have the script console, and that's a way to publish, let's say, to the internet, okay, forms or interactive web pages, let's say, that could be reached by those who have been granted access, or by those who can reach a URL. And that would be the way for these external user to input information, even files, okay, that later on would be synced within the extended ECM, meaning that something would be ingested and therefore something would be triggered, like an approval workflow or something like that.
Okay, thank you, Jacopo. I have one last question. Within the two system synchronization, does the folder structure to synchronize come from open content server, or can there be two structures merged based on each system?
So far, what we have implemented, I mean, the leading application for the archiving, it is actually extended ECM, meaning that the template, the hierarchy template of the folders, it is defined at the business workspace layer, okay? And so the driver would be what has been created within the extended ECM. Nothing forbids that, I mean, in the example we have provided here, the visibility, it was basically one-to-one. Obviously, nothing forbids that the two users, Eric and Steve in this case, they could have different permission sets, different roles, meaning that they would see different folders, different files. And that is how the connector works out of the box. Nothing forbids to, on top of that, place some more intelligent behavior or any other custom behavior, let's say, that would reconcile two different systems into one, okay? By the expressiveness that we can leverage with the model suite and the scripting language that we have, it would be quite easy to just apply some rules and to understand what to show and what to keep in sync, what not to keep in sync if needed, okay? It doesn't need to be kept in sync, everything. So it's really, I would say the limit is the imagination, okay? Because we do have full control about what's happening and what's flowing between the two systems.
Okay, thank you, Jacopo. I don't see any other question, so I think we can wrap up here. Thank you for your time. You will be receiving the recording of the webinar per email, and we will also share it on our online channels. So thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day or your afternoon or even evening, and I'll speak soon. Thank you, Paolo. Thank you, Jacopo.
Thank you, everybody.